What a blessing to be with you here today on the Word of Encouragement on this Wednesday. And today I'd like to go to the last book of Daniel, Daniel chapter 12. Now, this book speaks of the great empires of the world. From the point of Daniel on, and of course, Daniel began right at the time of the overthrow of Jerusalem and the captivity there in Babylon. He goes through the beginning of the Medo-Persian Empire. But his visions that were explained first to Nebuchadnezzar and then were given to him at the end of the Babylonian Empire, the beginning of the Medo-Persian Empire, all speaks to the great and powerful human empires under the control of Satan. Starting with the Babylonian Empire, then the Medo-Persian, then the Greek Empire under Alexander the Great, and then the Roman Empire. And we are still in the day of the influence of the Roman Empire, the Western world, and we are in the bottom part of that image that you find in chapter 2, where you have the 10 toes and the feet of clay and iron, and speaking of the fact that there are many different nations at this time, and this will all again coalesce into a one world government during the time of the tribulation. And so as you read all of this and the many different ramifications, you can get a little overwhelmed, and yet it's very encouraging to realize God already knows it all. Where we're living now, he's told us about. We know what the future is because we know what the 70th week of Daniel is, the tribulation. We understand what's going to happen there. The book of Revelation is clear. We understand that Jesus will rapture the church first, and then at the end of it is the second coming, and then you have the millennium that is set up, and then the eternal state. We got a lot to look forward to. And so as believers, we often can get tangled up in these empires because they are powerful. If we had been at the time of Babylon, we would have been amazed at the glory of Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon. We would have been amazed at the strength of the Medo-Persian Empire, or the tremendous ability and culture of the Greek Empire, and then the iron strength of the Roman Empire. And we would have been awed by all of that. And today we're awed by the powers that are with the modern weaponry. It's pretty, in some ways, scary as you look at all of that, but that's all part of what the Lord gave us in his word. And at the end of this book, we have the glory that at the end time, God is going to deliver, and there will be a resurrection. And then we read in verse 3 of chapter 12, "And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they shall turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever." God is going to bless all of those who have put their faith in him, those who have been wise by trusting in the wisdom of salvation. And God will give us his glory. And today in this dispensation, we have the privilege of turning many to righteousness through our testimony and through our witness. And it will be in the millennium too, those that have an opportunity to serve the Lord there. And so the way that we need to look at all that's going on is that God's in charge. Satan has been allowed to manipulate all these things, but God knows the end from the beginning. And he is going to conquer. And we will be resurrected. We will shine as the firmament, and we will have much to rejoice in the days ahead. So let's remember, God knows it all. We serve the eternal God, and let's rejoice in our wise and all-powerful God.